Hi everyone, welcome to your Prenatal Pilates workout. I'm Caitlin, Reid, I'm a holistic physiotherapist, and I'm going to do a little bit of a workout with you today. You can see I'm 31 weeks pregnant, so if you're keen for some movement but you want to do something that you know is safe and you want to have a bit of strength going but you don't want to get too fatigued, then you can try this workout with me today. So just always know that if you're trying any new exercise, make sure that you're cleared to do it by your health practitioner and your health professionals. So only please join me if you've been cleared for exercise. If you have any pelvic girdle pain or pelvic pain, probably best to just do what your physio or your pelvic physio has given you for strength and for recovery, rather than doing your general workout. All right, so all we need today is, you don't actually need any props, a weight or a band, but I've got them as well, so you can, if you want to supercharge your workout and make it a little bit harder by using some props, then we can use those. So I have a 4 kilo weight here, and I've also got a medium band, which is just a booty band. Choose one that's not going to be too crazy hard for you, but one that you can feel a bit of resistance. So we'll pop those down for now. I'm not going to use them just yet. So this is a bit of a Pilates yoga-y strength blend. So a little blend of everything. So I've been teaching Pilates for over 10 years, and I'm practicing physio. So I've worked with lots of pre and postnatal women, and everyone has a very unique journey and unique body changes over this time. So please just do what feels good for you. If you need to stop and sit anything out, please do. And if you're getting really out of breath, if you're like me, in my 3rd trimester, I'm noticing I get out of breath pretty quick. So make sure you give yourself that time to get your breath back and recover. All right, so let's all start. We're going to start with feet hip width apart, hands and shoulders soft down by the sides. And we're going to take a breath in, hands float up to the sky. Breath out. Hands come all the way down, really feeling that your lungs can expand out to the side rather than lifting the neck and shoulders. Breath in, breath out, all the way down. Women notoriously we're shallow breathers. We often use accessory muscles to breathe, which we don't need to. Keep going and breath out. So it's really nice to practice those deep breaths, especially if you're doing anything like hypnobirthing. Breath in can help really just think about how we're breathing. Breath out. Absolutely beautiful. So now our attention is into our bodies. We're really thinking about how we're feeling. If you're feeling woozy at all, please always sit down. So don't try and persevere if you're feeling dizzy. So now we're just going to have a little bit of a roll of the shoulders. Let's roll them back. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Perfect. Give yourself a little shimmy shake, and we've got our nice attention down into how our bodies are feeling now. So we're going to start with a little bit of a leg warmer. So we're going to do a few standing squats. Now squats are not my forte at all. So we're going to try to get those glutes to fire. So squats are a really nice way to get the glutes working, which are really important for our pelvic stability at this point in time when we're so mobile through the pelvis. So we make sure when we're squatting down, as your knees bend, make sure that they're not coming in or going out. So you want to have your hips, knees and feet in a nice line, otherwise we can get knee pain, also more wearing down of the joints in the knee and the hip. So we'll start facing, you can face me, I'm just going to go from the side, and we're going to have feet and knees hip width apart, shoulders soft, bit of weight in the heels. Take a breath in, breath out, and let's go. Breath in, down we come, sit the bottom back, breath out, drive through the heels to come up. Breath in, breath out, breath in, heavy into those heels, really pressing into those heels. Breath in, so you're probably much better at squats than me. I'm not the best at getting right down there, but it's a nice way to try and wake up that bottom, really get those muscles working, drive through those heels. If your bump is getting in the way, you can do plies, the little bit of a turn out, so you're coming more into a nice wide squat. So whatever works for you. Shoulders are soft, breath in, breath out, breath in, and let's hold down here. Hold down there, you can do it. Press into those heels, making sure that your glutes are working hard. You can feel your bottom working. Hands out in front, heavy into those heels. If you can, we're going to go a bit deeper. Breath in, breath out, down you go. Stay down here. Let's pulse here. 10, 9, 8, 7, strong legs. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing up tall. Absolutely beautiful. Fantastic job. Give those hips a little bit of a wiggle. Okay. Now, if that was enough for you, stay with that. If you want a bit more of a challenge, we're going to put the band on. We're going to put it just above the knees, which is going to help us make sure that we keep those feet and knees apart, but also the band can help with a little bit of glute engagement, making sure that our glutes are nice and active. So I'm going to do mine in slight turnout. If we ever turn out the feet, we need to make sure that the turnout comes from the hips, not from the knees. Knees aren't designed to turn out. So how we can do that is we can place the feet like this, which the turnout is happening now up from here. I'm not just trying to pull my feet apart, which is how a lot of us turn out and how we can get a bit sore in those knees. So now we're going to really stretch this band. We're going to take a breath in, down we go. Breath out, coming up. Breath in, breath out. Breath in and out. In, out. Beautiful. 5 to go. 5. Beautiful. Shoulders soft. 4. Press into those heels. 3. Push those heels. 2. Get that bottom working. And 1. Stay down here. Shoulders away from the ears. Working hard in those leggies. Woo. Good job. You should feel nice and warm now. I was thinking, do I need to turn the fire on behind me? But I don't think so. And breath in, breath out. We're going to go a little bit lower. Pulsing here for 10, 9, 8, 7. Squeeze that bottom. 6, 5, 4. So strong you can do it. The stronger you are, the better we'll be for labour. We can do it together. And standing up tall. Absolutely fantastic. Give those leggies a little bit of a shake. Great job. Now we're going to take the band off. Just kick it down. If you need to sit down to take it on and off, you just do take your time. No rush. Whew. Now let's get our breath back. Now we're going to do a few calf raises. So you can hold on to something if you need a bit of balance. Or if you want a bit of a balance challenge, stay standing. Let's have feet and knees hip width apart, nice and straight. Hands out for balance if you need, or down to the side, making sure the shoulders stay soft. They can't help you here. Now we're going to come all the way up onto our toes and all the way down. Beautiful. Up onto the tippy toes and down. 3. Using our core here. 4. With our very changed weight patterns. Ooh, you can see I'm losing my balance a little bit. It's really tricky to have our balance when you've got that extra weight at the front. So we want to think of drawing the bump in underneath yourself. That's going to really help with your balance and decreasing the force on that lower back. So it engages that deep core muscle, which is going to help with our recovery as well. 2 and 1. Beautiful. Have a little shake out. We're going to do double time now. So really thinking of, from this standing position, we're going to think of drawing our bump in underneath ourselves. So we're not going to let this happen when we come up onto our toes. We're going to get a sore back. So we're going to draw that in underneath. Feel that our transverse abdominis, our deep core muscle that works like our body's own inbuilt back brace, we're going to feel that that's working. So from here, either hands on to hold something, that's totally fine. Hands up, out, or down, up to you. Draw that bump in. Hug your belly, your baby to your spine, and let's lift up for 10 and 9, 8, 7, beautiful, 6, Nice and fast this set. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And back down. Absolutely beautiful. Give those legs a little shake. Woo. Okay. Now we're going to pick up our weight. We're going to stay standing for a little bit longer. We know we're going to be lifting, bending over, lifting, carrying a lot in just a few weeks for some of us, a few months for some of us, so we want to make sure that we have nice leg strength. I have a lot of patients, postnatal patients, telling me that their leg strengths have to bend down a lot, you get really tired. So we want to think not just about protecting our backs for when we're carrying and lifting, and our necks for breastfeeding, but also we want to think of nice strong legs. So we're going to hold our weight. As I said, mine is a 4 kilo. If you have lighter weights, you can have one in each hand. You don't have to have any weights at all. Now I'm going to hold it in my right hand. We're going to take a nice big step with our left foot forward. All right. Now, this is essentially like on the reformer, the scooter exercise. So we're going to take all our weight onto our left leg. Now, without hyperextending our back, so again, hugging that baby to our spine, we're going to take the weight onto the left leg, take the right toe off, and the right leg is going to go in and out, in and out, barely with any weight on. So my foot's essentially off the ground there. All my weight and my work is through this left glute, hugging your baby to your spine. And now, if you wish, we're going to add a bicep curl. And if you have lighter weights, you can do a deltoid raise. And curling for 10. 9. 8, strong in that glute. Hands out for balance if you need. 7. Hug your baby to your spine. Core is holding that lower back. Don't let your bottom stick out too much. We got 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Standing up tall. Have a little shake out. So we're not looking to get that leg far behind. It's about the standing leg being engaged, so getting that glute working. So now we're going to swap sides, swapping hands. So now we're standing on the right leg for me. Weight is in the opposite hand. If you have no weight, again, you don't need a weight for this exercise at all. You can still get that glute firing without a weight. So let's now step back, and we're going to bend that right knee. Bend the knee. Bring your baby underneath you. Hug your baby to your spine. Drive into the right heel. Take the weight onto that right side. Holding on with fingertips if you need to something, or no hands. And we're going to let the toe come in and out. In and out. In and out. We add the arm. In and out. Oh, my balance is so different with a big tummy. Really notice that. Let's do 7 more. And 6. And 5. Hugging the baby to spine. Don't let your back arch. And 3. And 2. And 1. Standing up tall. Absolutely fantastic. Whew. Give those leggies a shake. I really hope you can feel that in your bottom muscles there. Now, we're going to stand up nice and tall, feet hip width apart. So I'm going to use my 4 kilo weight in both hands. This isn't very heavy for this, so if you want more weight, we're going to do an overhead press. You can have more weight or less weight, or no weight. It really doesn't matter. You still get a workout with no weights. So we're going to soften the knees into a mini squat. Now when we do that, we're going to make sure that we hug the belly to spine, and we sit the bottom, tuck the tailbone underneath a little bit. So none of that, okay? Protect that lower back. Core comes on, we're in a little, very little bend. And we're going to press overhead for 10. And 9. So you might feel your core has to work here so that you don't fall forward. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that core having to engage so that we're not just hanging out, letting our belly just fully go. We're actually engaging that transversus, that deep core muscle. Let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. Beautiful. Standing up tall. I'm going to pop my weight down. Absolutely fab. All right. Now we're going to do a very gentle roll down. Don't push or pull. If this doesn't feel good for you, if you've been getting dizzy, don't do this one. Just wait until we'll all meet back on the mat. For the rest of us, we're going to just nice and gentle, feet a bit wide, making room for your bump. Taking a breath in, breath out, chin rolls to chest, and we come down, 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 down. Feel nice length through the back. Now I'm losing my balance there, but you can bend the knees or straighten the knees, whatever feels good for you. Don't push or pull. If it's first thing in the morning, make sure your knees are bent. We don't want to pull on the nervous system. Breath in, we're going to rotate to one side. Breath out, back to centre. Breath in, over to the other side. Breath out, back to centre. Take a breath in at the bottom. Breath out, we slowly roll up. One vertebrae at a time, one by one. Absolutely fantastic. When you're ready, however you wish to get down, don't worry about how you're getting onto the mat. Just make your way very slowly down onto the mat, onto our hands and knees. So we're going to have, I'll just move my band out of the way. We're going to have hands and knees, making sure that our hands are underneath the shoulders, our knees are underneath the hips. And we're going to do some Pilates cat and cow. So what I mean by that is we're going to stabilize the upper body, and we're only going to move the lower spine, rolling it forward and back, essentially just pelvic tilts. Compared to yoga, cat and cow that comes up and down through the upper back. And it's just so that we isolate that lower spine and get that core working hard. So we're going to do a few of these. Off you go, nice and slowly. As you stick the tailbone out, relax your belly. As you tuck under, feel your belly engage and your deep core come on. Now really bearing in mind that try not to collapse through the shoulders and the neck. Press the ground away, looking straight down. Imagine that there's a candle between your hands and you're trying to lift up and away from it. So nice and strong through there. This is how we get nice posture, which I mentioned earlier is really important for when we're breastfeeding. We want to have nice strong neck muscles. If we're always hunched over, if I was to sit up, that would be this position, we're going to get very sore through the neck and shoulders. So practicing hands and knees can teach us great posture, which is really handy for strength when we're going to be lifting and breastfeeding, whether or not you breastfeed, but you're going to be lifting and carrying quite a lot. So we want to make sure that we have that nice neck and shoulder stability and strength. So shoulders away from the ears, long neck, eye gaze straight down. And now find your in between this tailbone sticking out and between tucking under. That's our neutral spine. So we found our neutral. We're now going to lift tummy to spine. So we're going to engage our deep core muscles, so our transverse abdominis. This we can lift our pelvic floor as well. We're going to tuck the toes under. We're going to do a hover. So we're going to hover those knees 1 inch up off the ground for 5 seconds. Breath in, breath out. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2. You can do it. And 1. Down. Well done. Wiggle those hips out. So we're going to do that again. We're going to hold for 10 seconds this time. Alrighty, so we're going to do a bit of a pyramid. We're going to go 10, and we're going to go a little bit more, but I won't tell you how much just yet. So tuck those toes. If 5 seconds was enough for you, stay there. If you want more of a challenge, we're going to do 10. Now, if you feel it in your back, please stop straight away and just practice just the cat and cow instead of the hover. Take a breath in, breath out. Let's lift up for 10. 9, you can do it. 8, 7, press the ground away. 6, hug that baby to your spine. 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Absolutely beautiful. Wiggle those hips. Fantastic job. Nice wiggle there. All right. We're going to do 15 seconds. So if that is too much for you, if you're feeling like the last few were a challenge, stick with those. If 5 seconds is enough for you, do those. Or even if some pelvic tilts are enough for you, do those as well. Everything counts when you're ready. So make sure you have a nice setup. Don't let the head hang. Press that ground away. We're going to do 15 seconds. Take a breath in, breath out. Up we go. 15, 14, 13. Stay up there, tummy to spine. Really engage that core. 7, 6, stay up there. 3, 2, 1 and down. Beautiful job. Have a little wiggle, have a kneel up, give those wrists a shake. Now, if you're feeling a lot of soreness in the wrists, in pregnancy it can be just things are feeling a bit different and we've got some more movement. If you've had any carpal tunnel in the wrist during pregnancy, this isn't for you. Either try your fist or avoid this one, okay? But if it's just a general strength thing, it's nothing serious, you're not having any pins and needles, anything like that. The stronger we get through the shoulders, that can really help alleviate some of that soreness through that wrist. So really strong through there. Now I did say we're going to do a pyramid, which means we've been up, now we need to come down. So we've done our 5, 10, 15. We're going to do our 10 and 5s again. So 10 seconds into our hover. We can do it. Press that ground away. Beautiful posture. Tuck the toes. Lift that tummy to spine. No hanging bellies. Really engage that core. Protect your spine. Breath in. Breath out. Up you go. 10, 9, 8, 7. Stay up there. 6. You can do it. 5, 4, 3. Stay up there. 2, 1. Knees down. Give those wrists a shake. Absolutely fab. You guys are doing sensationally. That was absolutely fantastic. Last one. So we've got 5-second hover to go. Coming down to hands and knees. Feet and knees hip width apart. Make sure those hands are under the shoulders. Tuck those toes. Take a breath in. And let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. Little wiggle. Absolutely fantastic. Very, very well done. Now we're going to make our way onto our side. So you can pick either side because we're going to do both. So very slowly, if you need to grab some water, have a drink. If you need a little rest, just pause the video, take a breather, or if you're done for the day, absolutely great job. So every little bit of exercise counts. So for those of you who are ready to keep going, we're going to come all the way down onto our mat. Nice long position. We're going to now work on the side glutes. So glute medius and our glute max at the back are very important for pelvic stability at this very exciting time, but they're also really important for our joint health going forward. So they're not just for pregnancy, they're something that we want to work on ongoing as well. So what we want to do in this position is elongate that top waist. So try not to let yourself collapse onto your side. Think of lengthening that waist away. You can imagine that you're creating a little Tom and Jerry mouse house underneath your waist, underneath there. Alrighty, top hand comes all the way forwards so that your elbow is down. That makes us not be able to roll backwards. So we're going to get that top toe. It's going to tuck behind the calf and the knee is going to come all the way forwards. Now, a lot of my patients love to be able to show me how flexible they are. They can roll all the way back. I'm not looking for flexibility here, so we want to keep that top hip forward. Even if you lift the knee a tiny bit, it counts, as long as you can feel it in the bottom muscles, okay? So we're not looking for a big movement. From here, take a breath in, breath out, lifting the knee and down. We're going to do 20. Beautiful. 18, 17, 16, 15, good job, 14, 13, 12, 11, well done, 10, keep going, 9, 8, 7, 6, nearly there, 5, work that bottom hard, 3, 2, and 1, keep that top leg lifted. So we're keeping it bent, so it's really just hovering over that bottom knee. Top hand is still forward. Lift up with that mouse underneath. We're going to now press away. Bring the knee in. Breath out, press. Bring it in. Breath out, press. And in. Beautiful. Push back in. Push away. In. Trying to imagine that there's a glass, pane of glass, and your leg is sliding along it. So we don't want to see any knees dropping. We want to make sure that knee, foot, and hip stay at the same height. Tummy is to spine. Core is working hard. Last one. 1 and 2. Leg down. Hit out that glute. Absolutely fantastic. Now we're going to come up. For those of you who wish, we're going to do a little bit of a side plank. So coming up onto our elbow, our knees. So making sure the elbow is right underneath the shoulder. If the elbow's out here, we can get shoulder pain. So make sure it's right underneath. Now that mouse house is growing to a tortoise shell. So we're going to lift up and away from underneath, no collapsing down. So hand is either here or up to the sky, completely your choice. I find up to the sky helps me lift up a little bit more. So press that shoulder away, beautiful long necks. Take a breath in, breath out. Let's lift up, keep that top hip forwards. And if you want more of a challenge, lift up that leg. If you want more of a challenge, stretch it out. Hold here, 5, 4, tummy to spine, 3, 2, 1. Coming down, absolutely fantastic. Now we're going to do a little bit of mobility on this side for the middle back. So if you're like me, you've noticed that your thoracic spine has gotten quite stiff as your baby's getting bigger and your ribs are getting a bit squashed. So we're going to do something for that now. Now just stack the knees here, hands on top, like a crocodile mouth. Take a breath in, breath out, open all the way. Breath in, breath out, close all the way. If that doesn't feel good for you, if you have any pins and needles in the hand, we can do hand on the head. Breath in, breath out, open all the way. Breath in, breath out to close. Breath in, breath out, open. Breath in, breath out, close. Now pregnancy is not a time that we want to be pushing into flexibility. So just go to where it feels good for you. We're going to pause at the end there. We're not trying to push. We're not trying to get really far. We're just trying to create some gentle movement and opening through the chest area and the middle spine. Breath in, breath out to close all the way. Absolutely fantastic. Now we're going to come all the way up to sitting. Beautiful job. And we're going to do our other side. So move your legs around or swap sides and coming down to find that comfy lying position. So we're going to make sure our top hand comes all the way forwards. Our waist lifts from underneath, or think of elongating the top waist. So press it away from you, or imagine a little mouse house in underneath here. Top toe goes behind the calf, and let's lift up for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, keep going, 12, 11, you can do it, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep that top leg lifted, just over the bottom leg. Perfect. So foot, knee, and hip are in a nice line. Nice and relaxed there. Through. After that, it was quite fast, that 20, wasn't it? Let's lift that waist from underneath, and we're going to now kick that leg away for 10. Back in. 9. Try to keep the foot, knee, and hip at the same height. 8. Feeling that glute working hard. 7. Good job. 6. If you can't feel your glute working, it really is worth visiting your physio or your health professional, just helping them, asking them to help you to turn that on, because very, very handy to have nice strong glutes. 2, not just now, but also in the future for our joint and back health. And 1, beautiful job. Hold it here, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that down. Hit at that glute. Absolutely beautiful. And now we're going to come up into our side plank. So elbow underneath the shoulder, just like the other side. Stack the knees, making sure that our knees are slightly back and that our elbow isn't out in front of us. From here, draw that front hip forward, lift up from underneath for our tortoise, making sure that we're not collapsing down. Top hand either here or up to the sky. Take a breath in, breath out, let's lift up, and if that's enough for you, stay here. If you want to lift the top leg, you can. And if you want a real challenge, let's hold this leg out for 5, 4, 3, you can do it, 2, and 1. Hit out that glute. Absolutely fantastic. Very, very, very nice. Now when you're ready, we're going to make our way up to sitting. So nice and slowly. And we're going to do a few pelvic tilts in sitting, which is a really handy movement to do if you're at work and your lower back's getting tight, your hips are getting tight. This is one you can do throughout the day. So we're going to have our hands on our hips. We're going to imagine that our pelvis is a bucket of water. We're going to pour water out the front of the bucket and out the back. So it's going to go forward and back. So I'm going to put my hands just like they were. And we're going to pour water out the front of the bucket and out the back of the bucket. Out the front of the bucket, the back, forward and back. Now the challenge with this is not letting your upper body go all over the place. So really making sure we can isolate to our lower spine, to our pelvis. That's beautiful movement there, opening the chest. As you come back, you'll feel that you hug your baby to your spine. That's absolutely fab. And when you're ready, find your neutral spine and find a comfortable seat. So that can either be sitting cross-legged, sitting with your legs out, sitting on a chair, whatever that is for you. So it will be different for all of us. Just take your time and find that comfortable seat. All right. Now when you're ready, do a few gentle breaths, just relaxing. After our core's been working hard, transverse has been working hard, really important that we know how to turn on our transverse abdominis, which is a deep core muscle, because that's going to help us with our recovery as well. So if you're not sure about what I'm talking about and you want to learn, there's some great videos out there, but also really handy to see a pelvic health physiotherapist or even a physio who's trained in Pilates like me, who can really help you understand where that is and how to activate it, because it's a bit of a funny muscle. It doesn't just come on when we want it to. Often we have to actually make it work. So when you're ready, we're going to do some pelvic floor, which I'm sure you all know about. Your pelvic floor sits down between your legs. It's really important for any pregnancy, for stabilizing the pelvis, giving support from underneath as we get so much extra weight pressing down, but also important for continence, sexual health, lots of things going forward. Not only is the pelvic floor a group of muscles important for strength, we want to strengthen them up, not just like a bicep, but we also need to know how to let them go and relax them. So we're going to practice both now. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, please see a pelvic physiotherapist. They are absolutely worth their weight in gold. They're fantastic. I'm a sports physio, so I refer to them all the time and we work together really closely. They're very, very clever people and they can make a real difference for your pelvic health going forward. So when you're ready, let's take a breath in, breath out, relax everything completely, and we're going to lift the pelvic floor up. Hold it there, max lift, 10, 9, lift it up more, 8, 7, keep it up there, 6, 5, 4, keep it up, 3, 2, 1, and let it go. Absolutely beautiful. So you're probably thinking, is she doing anything? So you can't see my pelvic floor because it's down between my legs. So when you're doing pelvic floor, we should be able to relax other parts of the body and really just isolate to that. So again, your pelvic physio can help you with that. So we're going to this time try and do 10 quick lifts and quick drops. So lift up and drop it off. Take a breath in, breath out, relax all the way, and 10, off we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You can tell I'm concentrating. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Absolutely beautiful. Have a break, have a little shimmy shake, and we're going to do one really long hold. So we're going to do a 20-second hold. You can do 30 seconds. That's a goodie too. We're going to do 20 seconds together. Sitting up nice and tall, shoulders soft. Take a breath in, breath out, relax everything, and let's lift up for 20, 19, hold it up there, 18, 17, 16. If you feel that it's dropping, keep lifting, keep trying, so you can keep lifting it up that extra bit even as we go. And we've got 10 seconds to go. 10, 9, keep it lifted. 8, 7, keep it up there. 6. If you've dropped it, try again. 3, 2, 1, and let it go. Whew. Well done, absolutely beautiful job. Now we're going to finish with some hip stretches. If you're like me, your hips have become quite tight in pregnancy and you can really feel that at night time. So I've created a hip stretch guide and some tips on how to stretch out your hips in my Instagram feed. So you can see some videos there on what you can do, but we'll do this stretch together now. So either stay sitting cross-legged or with your legs out in front of you if that's enough for you, if you feel that your hips are already quite tight there and you can't really sit up tall. If this doesn't feel very stretchy for you, let's stack the feet. So we're going to put the foot over the knee so that we've got our stacked leg position. From here, we're then going to gently stretch to the opposite side. So my right leg's on top, so I'm going to stretch towards my left side. So I'm going to open up through that right side. And just go to where it feels good for you. So I can feel that right into the hips and into the back a little bit. So you're not pushing, you're not trying to get further. We're not trying to really press into the hips. Just go to where it feels comfy for you. One more breath here. And sitting up tall. Absolutely fantastic. When you're ready, we're going to swap feet. Even if you're sitting cross-legged, try and cross them the opposite way, which feels very strange, I know. And we're going to make sure that we have opposite feet. So now my left leg's on top, so I'm going to move towards my right side. So we're going to gently move over. We're going to have length through that hip, through the back. You might find one side feels quite different to the other, and that's okay. Make room for your bump so you don't feel like you're getting any compression through there. And try not to arch your back. Try to have nice, long posture. So the spine is really long. We can still get a nice stretch by having length through the spine. You can also tilt your pelvis slightly forward, so you're almost like you're sticking your tailbone out slightly, and that can help angulate a little bit so you get more hip stretch. Beautiful job. Last breath. And sitting up tall, absolutely fantastic. Now, if that's enough for you, stay there and you can just have a few breaths in this one. We're going to do a little stretch for the inner groin. Make sure that we're not pulling too tight through there. So don't push or pull. Just go to where it feels good for you. If you've had any pelvic pain, this one isn't for you. So sitting up nice and tall, not pushing, not pulling. Just letting the knees go to where they can. So I'm not great at this stretch as a dancer, but the kind of dancing I did, we always did front splits, never side splits. So my side splits are not very good. So I do get quite tight through those adductor muscles, which are these ones here. So we want to make sure they're nice and long. So another way you can sit, if this feels too much for you, you can put your hands behind you and you can have your legs as far out in front of you as you like and just support your spine and have nice tall posture here. So we never want anyone up in this position. So really nice tall posture, letting your body open to where it feels nice for you. A few breaths here. Absolutely fantastic. And coming back to a seated position, whichever is comfy. For me, I'm going to sit cross-legged. We're going to finish with 4 nice breaths. So really thinking of expanding that rib cage out to the side, long through the neck. Really beautiful tall posture. If you do feel like your ribs are really compressed because with your baby, really think of that beautiful lift up. Really let those ribs engage. We can even have the hands behind to help your ribs expand if you're quite far in that third trimester and you're just feeling very compressed. So when you're ready, take a breath in, breath out at your own speed. Don't worry about my speed. You can breathe in and out however you wish, as long as your shoulders are staying relaxed and we're staying in a nice upright posture. Last one, breath in, breath out. Absolutely fantastic. Shoulder rolls, fall backwards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If your eyes are closed, just really thinking about how impressive you are. You're doing so incredibly well. The fact that you tried to do some exercise today and you did it is absolutely fantastic. Even if you only did a tiny part of the video, or even if you only did 5 minutes, it all counts. So absolutely fantastic job. You're a sensation. Feels like we're running a marathon every day, growing these little things. So adding anything extra is just so fantastic for your body, and you should be really, really proud of yourself. So very well done. And if you want to know anything more about any pregnancy health or pelvic health, always see your pelvic health physiotherapist for the most up-to-date information. If you want to learn more about maternity activewear, I'm currently wearing my Active Truth crop and my Active Truth maternity leggings, which I wear every day at work. So I'm a physio, so I work in them all the time. They're so comfortable and they don't fall down like most brands, so I really can't recommend them enough. Head to Active Truth Maternity and you'll see their incredible range. They come all the way up. You can see my line. They are very comfy. Sit all the way up here, which is really just nice support. It's not tight, it's just gentle support, and it just feels so much nicer than trying to fit into leggings with waistbands down here that just don't feel great after the first few weeks. So really worth getting something nice and comfy that you feel good in. But thank you for joining me so much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and fantastic job.